Welcome into a brand new episode of WSI TV. Enjoy the show. Welcome back to another episode of WSI TV. I'm here with Jim today for the market update. How you doing, Jim?
Good, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Thanks for joining us.
So today we're going to be talking about the S&P 500 and the general market. Before we get into that, I have to remind you guys, as always, to go on to WSITV.com to sign up for the WSI Vault for free for access to our free daily newsletters. So the S&P is moving on up. So can you give us a bit of an update?
Yeah, more of the same, Leah. We've called a brand new bull market on September the 9th, and market is just pushing higher, and slowly but surely the rest of the world's waking up to the fact. And in fact, right now we can see quite clearly the 40-week moving average, the red line there, which you watch so closely, getting really quite aggressive now upwards. And not only that, but the actual price action we see of the market here pushing now just today into like 3,100 territory, smoking that psychological 3,000 round number barrier, which is an important thing. And it's running hot. And like I said last week, it can run hot for a good while. But we can't expect it to stay short term at those, it's such a long way from its aggressively rising moving average like that. Clearly the market is getting very excited, and not even like a tepid way about what's typically coming ahead. So our status remains. We called it on September the 9th 2 months ago, and we're most definitely sticking to that plan according to my proprietary system. Short term though, don't be surprised if we have quite possibly an aggressive pullback. It's perhaps triggered by Black Friday, who knows? There's all kinds of news things coming up, and then when that correction happens, the news media are going to try and attach some kind of reason to it. But the reality is the market's just going to do what it's do. Markets don't go up in straight lines; they go up in zigzags. And in a bull market, that sudden correction we see to the downside, can get quite scary.
Yeah, but it can also be a sign of self-confidence through the market.
Correct. That's what we want to see. We want to see that to maintain the upwards momentum, as we want to see healthy corrections.
Yeah, and we see a little bit of that going on, where there's this little balance.
Correct. Yeah, and which is good because they also create good opportunities for our recommendation services. That we're looking for those pullbacks. There's a chance where this train is slowing down, an opportunity to board that train when it's less risk.
Yeah, absolutely. And the media, as always, is either a step ahead or a step behind and jumping on top of everything. One of the big headlines right now has been that the 2020 recession is canceled by the stock market. As if it's a conscious decision to move away from this. So
Yeah. I mean, we mentioned this last week as well. Is that I wasn't aware of any 2020 recession, but it makes a great headline, which is what they're obviously trying to do. There is they've got to have some reason for. Because if they were the ones who are calling the recession, now they can blame it on the market for messing up their prediction. The market cancelling it in our mind was pretty much earlier in this year, when in April I said on a hotline call, I think, we're just a few months away from a bull market. So yeah, you're quite right. The media are way behind as usual.
Yeah, but as always, we say to stick to our recommendations, stick away from emotions.
Yeah, stick to the plan.
And so in other news, there's been a lot of talk about the rise and fall of public versus private business. And I know that that's not a big thing for us because we are much more into the public. We're into the stock markets. But do you think this is going to have any kind of effect where people are investing more in the private sector than in the public sector?
I think this is a reflection, Leah, of really how venture capital, some of the smart money is looking at the stock market right now. It's a very fully priced market, but it's going up anyway because all the money, the fund money, investment money that's coming in, the capital has got to be parked somewhere. But maybe the smarter money, the venture capital sees it as overpriced, can't see massive returns in a kind of decade-long timeline, and they're putting it to work in other places in the smaller business.
Yeah. And speaking of small business, today's Veterans Day, so shout out to all of our veterans.
Yes, indeed, yeah.
But we were looking at some statistics about veterans in the workforce, and it actually turns out that they're the biggest sector to be self-employed. But there also is a huge unemployment factor going on there, but it's improving.
Yeah, and I believe veterans do get a special break, tax break and incentives for, starting businesses, and, that pays to partner with a veteran and use those. And again, salute to our veterans today.
Yeah, absolutely.
But overall market, in terms of this prediction thing, it is a great... If we're talking about predictions, as the media likes to do, let's do it correctly. And in our world, in our experience, the stock market is a very good predictor about 6 to 9 months out about what's coming. So if you're looking at that from that time scale, as far out to next summer and fall, even coming into the important 2020 election, the stock market is liking what it sees, barring some unexpected exogenous shock. That prediction is sound, which is very important for an election year, because it's a very news-driven market. And as George Bush so eloquently said when he lost, it's the economy, stupid. He blamed it on the economy, and rightly so, because people vote with their pocketbooks, how they're feeling about things. And Trump's got to be looking at that if he's wise enough to do so, and think, well, that's got to be encouraging for the just purely because people are fat, dumb, and happy, and the market is definitely saying it's getting excited about something.
Yeah, absolutely. We have been talking a little bit about that pullback from that, and there's been 3 Fed rate cuts this year.
Right.
And I know that earlier today we were talking a little bit about what that means looking forward, and there's the possibility of another rate cut before the end of the year. So what do you think this means? What is this going to do to the market? Yeah,
I mean, the market's going to love it. Every time you look at what happens, you see this big drop there, and like a year ago, that was really as a result of Jerome Powell coming in and trying to do his job and actually, have some responsible fiscal policy. But he realized his mistake of that's what happens when you pull away the punch bowl. When you stop all the loose monetary policy and all the money printing and buying back of government debt, low interest rates, etc., stuff like that. That's what happens. And he learned that the hard way. And so now he's, especially coming into an election year, he's going to be pulling out all the stops. And you don't expect any rate cuts between now and then. In fact, they're probably going to be trying to drive things lower, and that may be what the market is seeing ahead. Hence, it's acting this way. The market loves easy money.
Yeah, and no matter what the market is about to do, we're always here to give you the advice on that.
Right, and that's why it's important to state. Anything can happen in the week ahead and in the month ahead. You need, and every week we're updating you on this, and we're never claiming to say we have the crystal ball. We're just going by what the market is saying, taking it week by week, and that's the important thing. But for now, we're in until the market says to be out.
Yeah, absolutely. And like we were saying earlier, you called this bull run back in April in one of our services that we offer.
Right.
And here we are in this bull market. And if you want to figure out more about how we find all of these answers and how you run your system, you can join us in Vegas.
In fact, that's the only way. I save that for people who come to see us live, meet me in person in our annual Wealth Summit, which this year is in Vegas, which we're very excited about. But that's the only time I teach the system I'm talking about, my proprietary system that keeps calling out. It's called it right for 37 years now, as far back as we can take records, basically. That's the only way I reveal that, as well as many other things this year. So we're particularly excited about Las Vegas on December the 7th and 8th.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So join us there. If you want more information about that, you can go to mywealthsummit.com, or you can call us or just go onto our websites. So we're really excited to meet you there, tell you more about what's happening in the S&P 500, what's happening in the general market, and share some of these trade secrets with you. Thank you so much for joining me this week.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Thanks for watching the latest episode of WSI TV. Be sure to visit WSITV.com, where you can subscribe for free with no contract and gain instant access to the secrets of self-made millionaires via the WSI TV Vault. So go ahead and claim this gift for free now at WSITV.com.